Hello everybody and welcome back to Super Metroid Redesign Axeil Edition, and in the last video we got Morph and wall jump boots and made it back to Criteria. We also defeated Spospo. That's obviously where we got wall jump boots, but anyway, our next goal is bombs, which is on the very far side of Criteria here, and apparently the hint does not go away until you cross the door. So now the hint thing is away from there, kind of just leading you. And now we've got the hint saying, hey, look right here. So I'm kind of curious, because those still an energy tank there, so that's good. At least just one energy tank that isn't removed. And now that I think back about that one room, I'm not entirely sure if there was an energy tank there. I think there was, but I could be very wrong. So, yeah. Bombs is still, like, things are still basically in the same spot. I do know that things change slightly a little bit later on. There is no required heat run in this game. What's up here? So that's a good thing. This looks highly like nothing, but you never know. It also looks like I'm not getting up there. Yeah, we'll just do that. But yeah, I'm kind of curious if he has some sort of BTS value, or maybe it's just if Samus coordinates on the map are such and such, then the hint thing triggers and whatever, then it moves to the next one or something. Kind of curious how that was done. So to get bombs, we've got to go all the way over here and still do some more. What is this door? I have to say, these screes at least don't take 500 hits to destroy, and that's a great door. And I'm not going to complain about that one being blocked off, because there's a blue door in front of it. So that's just like whatever. It was not blocked off by a missile door, which, oh, now we have missiles. And then proceed to be blocked off by a gray door in the next couple of rooms, or a super door in the next couple of rooms. It's just an open door, you can go look. It's like, oh, you can't do anything yet. That is an acceptable way to block off a later thing. But if you're blocking it off with like a missile or super missile door first, and then you just have a gray door or a power bomb door after that, like, what is the point of it? And got the cargoes. I actually have to say that kind of hurt. That the physics definitely aren't near as awful as redesigns. They're still never going to be on my list of things I enjoy, but these aren't nearly that bad. So it's got that. And another save placed here. Interesting. I also like how the enemies just crawl up along the sides, completely ignore the save, I guess. Oh, you can, or you cannot, or yeah, I'm a bit silly. That is something I can do. Go farm these guys, make sure I get some more ammo. So my grand total of 5 missiles is really going to be helpful in this hack, I know. Hey, what do you know? So yeah, that's actually sets you up to do that gate trick just fine. And then you got the thing in here. It's okay. I can see where this room was definitely made slightly easier. A little more. It gets you set up to do the things. That's okay. And then bombs. Or maybe the hint triggers on door transitions or PLMs or something, I don't know. So yeah, we got bombs. Obviously now there's bomb Drewseph. I don't know how much, if any, changes really to... I know he's played around with the bosses somewhat, but I don't know what he's done with what. So, for instance, Bomb Drewseph's weakness to bombs. Not entirely sure. Also, he has automorph going to this ledge, so that's interesting. But yeah, what he's done with the bosses, I don't know. Oh, and look, a ledge. So they don't just fall in acid. And actually, excuse me, speaking of acid, I hear there's some fun times with acid we're going to be experiencing. Oh. Slope elevator, I was not expecting that. And because they're out in the open, we get 2 missiles from that. So yay, we have spares. But yeah, acid does exponential damage. The longer you're in it, the more damage it deals. It's actually a sticking point for some people, I guess. Because, which, I kind of see their point, because they set at full health with gravity suit, this is basically like 14 energy tanks, you will die in like 5 seconds if you're in the acid. So that, yeah, I could kind of see that, but I also kind of think that's kind of cool. Cargo. At least it doesn't take 5 million hits to destroy. I know there's some hacks that do stuff like that. Also, that Scree's in a bad spot. But there are hacks that will block a path with a cargo. Actually, there was one that did it with 2. But they block the path with cargos and they take like 500 shots each or something stupid like that. And you have to cross that room. And if you're playing normally, you're crossing that room multiple times. And it's stuff like that. It's just like, why? What's the point? It's like, sure, I get the idea. Just do that in a room. I don't have to cross more than once. Or make a room state or whatever. So that after I collect an item after going through the first time, those enemies are gone and I don't have to do that anymore. Or just make them not take very many hits. That's another option too, so. So with bombs and my incredibly slow morph ball, because I just needed to spend more time in redesign. You're going to love this hack so much that you want to spend forever rolling very slowly. and suddenly I can't double bomb jump. Oh, and I guess your bombs come back faster too, so that's nice. Although why that's supposed to jump? Why that's a thing, I don't know. Why can't you just let the player have the 5 bombs they normally have? And on the normal timer, probably because then people could infinite bomb jump easier and break the game, and Drew would hate that. I do kind of want to go back and get the energy tank. Actually, I really want to go back to the energy tank. I am going to try to play it normally, like I said the last video. Play it with the intended path, all that silly stuff. Energy tank is pretty vital to this. There is no more heat run, but there's also, from past experience, not much energy given to the player in this hack. And another super door. And we're not wall jumping back up. Those smooth tiles are no wall jumping tiles. So, again, you can wall jump, and wall jump's easier, but only where Drew wants you to actually wall jump. So, fun times. I do have to say, the morph ball sound. First off, why anybody puts a sound with that? First with Hyper and now with this. Or actually, first with this and then with Hyper. Because this came out before Hyper. Why anybody put sounds on the unmorph thing, I don't know. That's a superfluous thing. But the sound in this is way better than the sound in Hyper. The sound in Hyper is just awful. There is no getting around that. I don't know what he was thinking, but it's terrible. So those screes. Pirates. It's kind of what I mean about this hack. You know, you're already really actively punished for trying to go fast. Because you're just going to get obliterated by enemies, especially coming up in Brinstar. Unless he's changed things here a little bit. Which is possible. But when you're running around through Redesign, especially trying to speedrun or do whatever, I mean, you just get obliterated by enemies because, hey, we're enemies. We're in spots that you're just not going to avoid us very well. On top of that, you have almost no ammo, and the game doesn't give you any energy, so enjoy. And of course I need a super for that super. And these are still probably powerbomb blocks. Like one of the main themes for Redesign was farming every single opportunity you got because you had to farm in order to survive. And that's not fun. It's just ridiculous. And here's that missile I was thinking of earlier. Now we can open 2 whole doors. Yay. Stupid side hoppers. The super door, which we'll be able to open up soon. Because supers should be on top of Spore Spawn. I always miss this ledge. Every single time, I don't know why I played the hack. It's my first time playing this, but even in the original redesign, I always miss that. I have no explanation. And supers should be right up here. As we have bombs, go all the way back around the world, we get our first supers. And this is a theme throughout a lot of this hack. You go explore all you can one way, you collect an item, which lets you go back to where you were, and then beyond that, all the way in another direction, which to collect an item, which then lets you go back to the first item you got, because now there's something else there you can do, so you go all the way back over. Now that you have that, you go somewhere else, all the way on the clear other side of the map. That's what a lot of redesign is. It's a lot of going back and forth, and back and forth, over and over. And yeah. And do it with terrible physics while you're at it. And I kind of want to be careful because that room has ouch, pain. That room has giant side hoppers in it. At least it did. And I kind of want to be prepared for those. So I'm going to go collect this other super. Because I don't know what Drew has done, if he's moved them. I would imagine if he's making this easier, he's moved them so they're not going to just kill the player now, but you never know. He also made arm pumping slow you down, so. And morph ridiculously slow. And that side hopper is just in a lovely spot. Alright, so this should be charge beam down here. Oh, yeah. Crumbles. Okay, it is charge beam, so we've got this. It's a good thing. Oh my goodness, really? It takes a little longer to... a little bit longer to charge. So, yeah, crumble blocks. Here's another change that is already really annoyed me before the hack ever came out. Are there? Yeah, okay. The change with crumble blocks, it's not that they don't ever respawn, that I don't know. It's that you can no longer jump off of crumble blocks. And that's... I don't know. It's just another thing. Why would you do that? It's probably so people can't break his hack again, but... again, I also find that to be a terrible reason, so I'm not going to give that any credit. It's a bad idea. Oh, power bomb, sorry. Yep. I knew that. For once. And we are actually really close to high jump. And while that looked like it was on an orb, that was a scenery orb, so it gave us 10. So we're really close to high jump, which is packaged with spring ball. Or spring balls, rather, packaged with it. And we have our first case of purple door syndrome, which I'll describe as stupid. Purple doors take 25 missiles or 5 supers. As you saw, or as you can see, our ammo is not that high. We have enough to open it, thankfully, but also, good job, Pumpkin. But yeah, we really don't have a lot of ammo. Your super firing rate is awful. It is super slow. That's why it should be called super slow souls. Slow souls, whatever. It is actually possible to get this now if you infinite bomb jump out of water. Or at least it was in the original redesign. I never IBJ'd in the original redesign. It's actually easier to infinite bomb jump under lava in the original redesign. Because I was testing some things out with person trying to find a way to get to speed booster early, and that just didn't work. I mean, it's theoretically possible, I think. But in practice, not really. Not by a human, anyway. I dropped this off on this side of the gate. This is kind of curious. I'm trying to remember what exactly room I'm in. What exactly room? Which room exactly? And also water combined with enemies that seek you. That's just great. Because having a chance to avoid enemies is overrated. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Excuse me. Good grief. Oh, yay. A gate. Good grief. He's loving him some Metroid right now. Oh, that's not suspicious. And it's supposed to have grapple. Yep. Right. That didn't hurt him. I don't think we're going that way. I don't think we're supposed to go that way, but that's another story. I'll try if I want to. And the small energy actually gave me 10, so... which is a good thing, because... I could use a big energy instead, but you know... energy is energy, I guess. And this is probably power bomb. Yep. So health alarm is a thing. Might as well put a health alarm on this hack, but Is there some kind of code going on? That when the health alarm is going off, you can't drop large energy. And this room should have a hidden missile in it. Right? No? Oh, okay. Here's the thing. And it's just in an orb now. So, only 5 missiles for this one. So that's wonderful. Reduce the missiles we get early in the game. Oh yes, the key hunter room. I remember this. And more power bombs. Anytime you see a barrier like that, it's most likely power bombs. That's kind of how Drew blocks things off with power bombs or connections or whatever. He doesn't want the player to use or find useful. That's not what I want to bug. I actually kind of want some energy. And finally, it dropped a big one. And my targets were there. Interesting. I wonder if the hints only show up on tiles that the map reveals. Actually, no, they don't. I already know that. If you don't get the map, you'd still get the hint, I imagine. And was this an energy tank? Oh, no, it was this room. Okay. I believe there's... Is this that room? Oh my goodness, these stupid nom-nom plants. It kind of reminds me. There's no giant side offer, and it does go over here. It is this room. Okay. No giant side hoppers on the way to that super. I find that acceptable. We're back out of danger for a little bit till we hit another enemy. And... oh, spikes. This... normally the pre-various stuff. And this is our refill room. I will take advantage of, and it's not a save, but this is a save point. And my video is getting about time where I should stop it, so I am going to stop it here. I'll just do things with, yeah, whatever. It's not important. So anyway, thanks for watching. Got some more progress, a couple more items. So we will pick it back up in part 3 and continue on through Brinstar.